Do you hold a grudge against the British for partition, for their handling of partition? Sanjay, thanks for holding the line. Sanjay, do you hold a grudge against the British for their handling of partition?
I don't hold a grudge because I'm British born, so I love Britain. I can't hold a grudge on the British because the problem already existed in Bharat ever since. Now, the main thing I wanted to talk about was Bharat was always Hindus there. It's Hindu land. That includes Pakistan, Bangladesh, Kashmir. All Hindus were living there. Buddhists were, Jains were. Then the Jewish also came to live peacefully because they were persecuted by Christians. Now, the problem is Muslims came into this land to hurt the land, to take over and everything. Now, this happened 1,000 years ago. Now, when the British came to invade India, Bharat, what happened is they were actually on the side of Muslims as well, because Islam is monotheistic, like Christianity is. So they were actually wondering, well, who are these Hindus? They didn't even know much about it. So they were actually siding with Muslims more than the Hindus, even though it was Hindu area. So the problem is, this partition is all down to Muslims wanting their own land. To me, a Muslim is a human being.
There are more Muslims in India than there are in Pakistan.
Exactly. So my problem with this was this: Muslims wanted their own land. They got it, east and west.
It wasn't just sorry to come in here, but there were also movements before partition actually happened from the Hindu government as well, also to try and make an independent state as well. So it's not just one way, Sanjay. Just putting that out there.
They wanted their own independence from Britain, invasion. That's all. They weren't talking about Muslims. Now, Muslims wanted their own land, east and west Pakistan. They took Kashmir by force. And then
I think I'm going to have to
Sanjay, I've just given you a bit of time there. Let's bring Samaya in as well, who Samaya can talk.
I'm really sorry. I don't agree with that at all. The first, I guess, the first contradiction is that lots of Muslims didn't necessarily want Pakistan. It wasn't something that was universally wanted across all Muslims. And the second thing is that Muslims were ingratiated into the fabric of Indian society just as much as any other religious community was. They were across everywhere. It wasn't it wasn't something that was very. There weren't Muslim parts of India. I just feel like you haven't mentioned anything about the discrimination that Muslims faced and the reasons behind why some people might have wanted there to be a Pakistan for that safety. And I think that there was a lot happening just in terms of the political leaders of the movement of the independence movements as well. So there's a lot packed into that. I don't think you can generalize and just say Muslims wanted more land and therefore they wanted a land and therefore they caused certain demands.
Yes, Sanjay, hang on a minute. We'll just let Samaya finish, and I do want to bring you in as well. This is a show for everyone, and I understand that these are your opinions as well, and I'm going to give you your time for your opinions, but we just wanted Samaya to finish there as well.
Yeah, I just mean it's so much more complicated than just kind of that kind of generalization.
Okay, Sanjay, there you go. That's your time there. Do you acknowledge what Samaya was saying there, that it's a little bit more complex and a little bit more nuanced than that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is she a Muslim, this lady?
I mean,
are you a Muslim? Sorry.
Sanjay, I don't think that is relevant, though, is it?
Yeah, could you please not interrupt me while I speak, because I've never sworn on the radio. I'm just talking my freedom of speech. So please let me finish. So anyway. So 1947, when East and West Pakistan was split, only 10% of Muslims left India. The rest remained in India. So my problem was they should never have split Bharat anyway. Now the thing is, they did take Kashmir. That's a fact, and they also gave a huge part to China. That's another truth. So British can't be blamed for this. Now, the only one problem that winds me up about Islam is this: Islam started in Saudi Arabia, but Hinduism started in Bharat, and it still remains in Bharat. And Muslims got 60 countries, and Hindus got one country. That's my anger. That's where my anger comes.
Thanks very much for your time there, Sanjay. Thanks very much, and thanks very much for coming on the show and for giving us your opinions as well. That was Sanjay from Leicester there. Irsan from Cardiff. Thanks very much for coming on the programme, Irsan. Do you hold a grudge? Do you bear grudges against the British? So, Irsan, are you saying that you think the British should apologise, Irsan?
Yeah, they should apologise. And previous caller, Sanjay Manjevar's name is, he should read more history of India. Kashmir is not taken by...
It's Sanjay's views, Irsan. It is Sanjay's views. The same way that everybody respects your views, we're respecting Sanjay's right to an opinion there.
About 60 Muslim country. It's not there's Muslims fall there.
Oh, that Muslims wanted this and Hindus wanted that. And just to go quickly back onto what Sanjay said, which really, which really sort of got to me, was when his single comments about Muslims have 60 countries and Hindus only have one. Unless Sanjay's, sort of confused, Muslims don't just belong to the Indo-Pak subcontinent. They're across the world. There are many different parts. So therefore, it's going to reflect in the countries that they're in. So whether or not that they have 60 countries or one country, it's not about the religion. It's about the people that were involved at the time. So for him to say that, he should be on belief, really. But
well, those were obviously Sanjay's views. And
that's absolutely fine. I think Sanjay probably needs to go back and do some more homework.
Mohammed's called in. Mohammed, thanks very much for your call. Do you bear a grudge against the British for their handling of partition, Mohammed?
A couple of points, if I say, before I forget anything. First of all, that's Sanjay an idiot. You got on. Please don't give me so much time.
Don't call it, Mohammed. I know it's your first time on the program. Hang on a sec, just Mohammed. I don't want you to call anyone an idiot on this. Okay, this is a civil debate show here. But I do. Sanjay's got his right to an own opinion. I know that you disagree with it, so just keep it a disagreement. But let's keep name calling out of it. Okay, I know you said the first time caller, so I'll let you off. But go on. What else were you going to say, Mohammed?
I do apologize. I do apologize for that thing. But it makes people, even people want to get together. People like him won't let to get
What's
together.
your opinion, Mohammed? What's your opinion? Do you bear a grudge against the British? I want to bring Malik in now. Malik's called in from Leicester. Malik, what do you make of what you've heard so far?
Your previous caller, I do apologize on the radio. I call him Hindu version of Anjum Chaudhary, and that is Sanjay. Right? When will you stop being at each other's throat and try to spend the money and your efforts and your resources towards the betterment of the people of the local subcontinent?
We will make America great again.